So are you thinking about moving to the Des Moines area? Well, in this video, we're going to take a look and see where the best places to live, the best neighborhoods around the Des Moines area to live in. Whether you're relocating or just curious about where the hot spots are, we're going to take a deep dive into neighborhoods in Ankeny and Waukee and more. And you're going to want to stick around to the end. We're going to take a look at one of the historic neighborhoods that all the locals love. So anyway, if you are living in this area, drop your favorite neighborhood in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. So if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in the Des Moines area, then you're going to want to tap subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market conditions in the Des Moines area. My name is Andre. I'm with the Des Moines, Iowa real estate team, and we get calls from people like you all the time. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, give me a call. I'd love to help. You can send me a text, an email. You can get on a video call with me. Anyway, my contact information will be in the description. I'd love to help you make a smooth move to the Des Moines area. So first up, one of my favorites is Prairie Trail in Ankeny. It's one of the most popular neighborhoods in Des Moines Metro. Ankeny is the second fastest growing city in the area, and with good reason. There's some great things about Ankeny. If you watch any of my videos, you'll know that Ankeny is one of my favorite places. Lots of new construction in that area. Anyway, Prairie Trail is a master plan community. It seems like it's planned right around the school. They've got a great aquatic center right there in the middle, and it's built right next to the district, or they built the district right next to it. And it's a nice walkable community with a lot of new construction. They've got a lot of varied new construction. The prices are between $400,000 and $800,000 for a single family home. And anyway, it's a great community. Ankeny was voted, I want to say, the 4th best place to raise a young family not too long ago. So it's a great place to raise a family. You'll see people, walking the streets, walking their dogs and walking strollers, and, kids ride their bikes to school or walk. Some of the houses are, practically next door to the school. Anyway, let's get right into the computer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so you can see we're zoomed out here and you can see the Des Moines area, and right here in this area, I have outlined Ankeny for you. A couple things about Ankeny that make it a great spot is that you're close to I-35 right here. So you can easily get to downtown Des Moines this way, or you can go up to Ames to the north. It's close to Saylorville Lake, which provides a lot of parks and camping, and you can just enjoy the lake. They rent pontoon boats out there. So I think that's a huge advantage. You're probably 15 to 20 minutes away from downtown. And it depends on where you are in Ankeny, of course, but like I said, you're close to Saylorville Lake. They've got a lot of parks and recreation. Speaking of parks and recreation, there's a trail, the High Trestle Trail. It's I think about a 90-mile trail going up to the High Trestle Trail up in right here. I think it stops right there in Madrid. Anyway, it starts at Uptown Ankeny, which is kind of in this area right here. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We are going to kind of get into and talk about Prairie Trail. Prairie Trail is right here. So let's zoom right in and I'll tell you a little bit more about Prairie Trail. So again, one of my favorite places, and one of the reasons it's one of my favorite places is the district. The district is right here. They've got 30 Hop right there, Wasabi, Flavory Bistro, Jethro's Barbecue. There's not Subway, Jersey Mike's Subs. So lots of restaurant choices, but one of my favorite, and they've got a fantastic library. I did a video about it, so you can check that out. But anyway, they've got quiet rooms in the library, so you can have meetings there, or you can just go in and read there, or maybe it's a great place to study. Anyway, They've also got a trail around the lake. This is Promenade Lake, that you can take advantage of. And it's right near, here's Prairie Trail. Well, Prairie Trail is much bigger than that, but if you live in this area, some of these houses, you can actually walk to all the the district and take advantage of some of the great stuff right there in the district. Let me tell you a little bit more about that. So every Thursday during the summer, they do acoustic live, so live music. And every Friday on the big stage that they just built, a great pavilion, they do a bigger band, live band. And we went out there the other night and really enjoyed it. Everybody brings lawn chairs. You can't bring any coolers or drinks or food in, but there's vendors there, and you can go and enjoy the restaurant, or maybe get some restaurant food to go and bring it with you and enjoy the band. Lots of people enjoy that on Friday nights. In fact, so the week after the 4th of July, they do Summerfest. Summerfest is a great community event. They'll have lots of stuff going on, and they don't do a fireworks display in Ankeny, but they do it at Summerfest. Anyway, I think the district is just a fantastic place, and I highly recommend taking a look at that, whether you're living in that area or not. But if you live there, it's just a great spot. Here is Cascade Falls, and that is also where the elementary school is. So all these people who live right around this area, and you're practically within you're in walking distance of the school, and also Cascade Falls. Cascade Falls is a great aquatic center. They've got this wave thing that you get on there with a wakeboard, and the water moves and you just kind of surfing on it. It's really cool. And anyway, it's a really nice aquatic center. A lot of people take advantage of that. And it's a great place to go in the summer when it gets hot. It doesn't get real hot here all the time, but this summer has been really hot. So it's just one of my favorite places to live. So I told you the average prices in this area for a single family home is between $400,000 and $800,000. Let's get into the MLS. This is the MLS, and there is Prairie Trail. Let me just get you oriented here. This is the district, and this is Cascade Falls. So anyway, I just wanted to show you where you are, but let's take a look at some of the prices. So here, because if you wanted to be within like walking distance of the district, there's one for $417,500. There's one for $342,000. It's 4 beds, 4 baths. These are sold homes in the last 6 months. So there's one a little bit further away. I'd say definitely biking distance from the district. That one's $715,000. That's 5 beds and 4 baths. And then down here, a little bit further, that's $295,000. You got one there for $600,000. That's 5 beds, 5 baths. Wow. Another one's $725,000. There's one for $410,000. There's one for $435,000. There's $355,000 right there next to Cascade Falls and the elementary school. There's another one, $355,000. Here's one for $429,900. So it gives you an idea of what the prices are. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the best places to live in the area. This is mostly new construction. Definitely in Prairie Trail, it's new construction, and within the last probably 10 years. If you wanted some more established neighborhoods, you'd go a little bit further north to like uptown Ankeny and find some stuff there, or go a little bit further south to Saylorville, which is right south of Ankeny. It's another really great place. So there you have it. That is what the prices are like in Prairie Trail. So the next spot I want to tell you about is in the Waukee area. This is Waukee right here. And so we're going to zoom right into that area. and I can tell you some of the neighborhoods that I focus on these areas a lot in my videos. So if you watch my videos, you'll know what I'm about to show you and why. So here is the area that I want to talk about. One of my favorite parks is Waukee Triumph Park right there. And the neighborhoods that I like are in this area, a little bit further down. There's some neighborhoods in this area here that are really nice, and there's a neighborhood right in this is why it's so great. First of all, you're close to Triumph Park right there, and then Fox Creek Park. That park is in the middle of a neighborhood, but you're also close to the grocery stores and IMAX Theater and the restaurants, all right here in that area. You see the fairway is marked out here on Google Maps. The access here is really great to get anywhere, really. So here's Waukee right here, and the neighborhoods I was telling you about are kind of in that area. So anyway, you just come down to Highway 6 right there and get right here and get easily to 235 and head this way to downtown. So, and it's about, depending on where you are, I mean, probably 20-25 minutes to downtown. So in the Waukee area, that's probably the biggest downside, is that you're a little bit far out there as far as getting to the downtown area. But that really depends on where you work. There are, I want to say, I think it's 13, it might be 11 elementary schools. I think it's 13 elementary schools. So they've done a great job in the Waukee area. The schools are all over the place. You're in those neighborhoods. You're 5 minutes from the IMAX and the restaurants and the grocery stores right there that I was showing you. So let's get in a little bit closer and I'll show you what I'm talking about and which neighborhoods are, in my opinion, some of the best. So zooming in right here, and right in this area is Shadow Creek. And then on this side, another one is Ashby Acres. That's a fantastic neighborhood. The house prices in Shadow Creek area on that east side of Warrior Lane right there, those houses are anywhere from probably 750 to 900,000. On this side, on the west side of Warrior Lane right there, those houses are anywhere from about 400 to 700,000. I'm going to get into the MLS a little bit later and I'll show you the prices, and so we'll talk about that later. Those are some really fantastic areas, and it's a lot of new construction. So if that's what you're looking for and you don't mind being a little bit further from downtown, this area in the Waukee area, I think, is one of the best. There's a lot of variety of homes there, and there's some in this neighborhood down there. Again, that's between like 450 and 700,000. Fantastic area. So for these neighborhoods, you're probably going to end up going to Grant Elementary School right there. Here's the Waukee North Middle School. And depending on where you pick your house, this is Schuler Elementary and this is Walnut Hills. These are all great areas. Again, this is Ashby Acres right here, and then Shadow Creek is on this side, and then there's another great neighborhood right there. So fantastic areas. Those are just some of the best in the Waukee area, in my opinion, and I'll show you a little bit more when we get into the MLS. All right, here we are in the MLS. I'm going to zoom into the areas that I was telling you about in these neighborhoods right here in the Waukee area, and just kind of give you an idea of what these prices are. So here, like I said, this is Shadow Creek West. I mean west, I don't know. I think it's east. And this is Ashby Acres right in there. And let's talk about the prices. Let me show you. There's one right here for almost 2 million, 1.9 million sold. This one is 850. This one is 900,000. There's another one for $1 million. And a little bit further back there's one for 559 and 527 and 715. So a little bit higher price point right in this area. on the east side of Warrior Lane. And then in Ashby Acres, the price point's a little bit better. This one's 550. Here's 640, 465. This one's 525, 695, 535. So, like I said, anywhere between like 450 and 500 in Ashby Acres. Right there. Fantastic location, like I talked about before. I really like that area. This is another area that I really like. I pointed it out before. It's a little bit further south. There's some higher prices here. This is a 900,000. This is 611. This is 500,000, 5 beds, 3 baths, 522. And down here is a little bit better prices. This one's 370. Let's see, that is a single family home. 409, 365, 368. Now that's a fantastic neighborhood and some really great prices. And down over here, so a little bit further west, there's a lot more options, and you still got all the great amenities out here that you do in those neighborhoods that I was talking about. So it's a little bit further west, but still you're close to the shopping and the IMAX theater and that area with all the banks and everything you need. But here's a little bit better prices, 387, that one's 505. But here are some townhomes that you can get into. Those are shared wall type houses, 334. There's a bunch of them for that same price, 425 and 410. So in this neighborhood, in that area, those prices are just a little bit more. Those are non-shared, those are single family homes. So 464 and 434, 413. So that's the kind of prices you're going to pay in the area right there. It's a fantastic location. Definitely one of my favorite places. If you're looking for new construction, Waukee is great. Waukee is the fastest growing city in the Des Moines area, and it's easy to see why. There are a lot of advantages to being out there. All right, so another one of my favorite spots is in West Des Moines. I'll show you exactly where it is. So we're zoomed out here. This is the airport, and this is Raccoon River Valley Park, and the area that I'm gonna show you is right there. It's a new construction area, but they also have lots of well-established neighborhoods in and around that area too. Great area. The reason it's great is because the proximity to Raccoon River Valley Park, the proximity to the airport right here, proximity to West Des Moines right there, and all the parks and the Recplex is in West Des Moines. Lots of really great stuff. It's a very desirable neighborhood. So anyway, let's get a little bit closer and I'll show you exactly where I'm talking about and a few more amenities that I want to tell you about. So here is the airport, and the area that I'm talking about is right here along Veterans Highway, and those are some new construction homes. Here's Raccoon River Valley Park. Fantastic park, one of my favorite. They've got a paved trail, 3 miles I think, that goes around the lake. Really great park. They've got a beach there. You can rent little boats to get around on the lake. The Jordan Creek Mall is right here, so you're close to that. You've got only about a 10 or 15 minute drive to downtown Des Moines, 10 minutes to the airport, and one of my absolute favorite places is right here. It's Paws and Pints. Paws and Pints is a great place to bring your dog. It's like a dog park, but they have I don't know if they have a brewery there. I don't know, but they have some great beer there. There's a restaurant there. There's people bring their dogs. I don't have a dog, but I would go on a busy day so I can enjoy other people's dogs. The dogs are all out there having a good time. They can run free in the open area, and they've got a little turf area. They've got tons of tennis balls that you can throw for the dogs. All of them are off leash, and they've got some what they call bark rangers there, just in case some of the dogs get into a little scuffle or do anything that might bother anybody or other dogs. So anyway, it's a fantastic place. I love that spot. Some other reasons I like this area here is Browns Woods. Browns Woods is a great place to go walk. They've got trails in the woods, through the woods. Great place to walk, maybe walk your dog. But especially in the summer, You walk in the woods, it's a little bit more shaded. Beautiful nature trail right there. And then here is Walnut Woods State Park. Another great place to go and walk. You can also camp at Walnut Woods. And in both of these places, there you can get a special permit to hunt. I can't imagine being able to hunt so close to where you live. I think that would be amazing. I've never tried that. Here are the neighborhoods I'm talking about. Right here on Veterans Parkway and these areas right here. Great neighborhood, great location. These are the new construction areas. Let's get into the MLS and I'll show you what the prices are and I'll tell you where some of the more established neighborhoods are. Here we are in the MLS. I zoomed out so you can kind of see where you are. Here's downtown Des Moines. Here is the airport I was telling you about, and here is where I want to zoom in and show you. These are all sold homes, so give you an idea what the homes are going for. There's one for $489. That's a 3-bed 2-bath. $385, 4-bed 3-bath. $255. That's probably shared wall. Yep. And there's one for $640. Those are all new construction. That's a new construction area. This one is $460. That's probably that's not new construction. A little bit more established. There's $800,000. There's $1 million, and here's one for $444. So a great option. I think that's one of the best areas in the Des Moines area because you've got some new construction around some well-established neighborhoods. There's plenty of big trees, and you're close to Browns Woods and Walnut Woods, Raccoon River Valley Park, all the stuff I talked about. Fantastic area. Definitely an area you should take a look at if you're looking to move here. By the way, if you're thinking about moving to this area, I would love to help. Give me a call. My contact information will be in the description. I'd love to help you make a smooth move to the Des Moines area. All right, the next area that I want to show you and tell you about, let me get my marker there, is Waterbury. That is one of the best neighborhoods in the Des Moines area. It's got some great houses. They are tree-lined streets, definitely well established. You're not going to find any new construction in this area. This is Waveland Park right here, and that is a fantastic golf course, very close to downtown Des Moines. You're still close to Raccoon River Valley. You're close to Valley Junction. In Valley Junction, they've got boutique shops and they've got a farmer's market there. It's a nice little area. That's another great area that, and in fact, I'll show you when we get into the MLS. We'll look at some prices there. I love this area for several reasons. The biggest reason is the tree-lined streets. I love older homes. I love established neighborhoods because of the streets. These streets are all very quiet and walkable. You'll find a lot of people walking around, strolling their kids or walking their dogs in the afternoons in these neighborhoods. Anyway, let's take a look and get into the MLS, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the prices in this area. Before we get into the MLS, I want to show you a little bit more about this area. So right here in this area, let me just kind of get you oriented again. This is Waterbury, which is great. Valley Junction, and here is the grocery store, and they've got a couple of restaurants and either or, and there's a Mexican restaurant right there. There's an Irish pub. I think it's Sully's Irish Pub right here. Auto parts stores, bowling alleys, that kind of thing. So lots of convenience right there. Another thing I want to point out, let's get rid of this. And another thing I want to point out is Greenwood Ashworth Park. Right here, they've got a swimming pool, a community swimming pool right there. And they've got the Rose Garden right there. It's a great place to walk. A lot of people go there just to walk, just because it's a great park. Ashworth Park is got some great trails. You feel like you're in the woods. You kind of are. And you can walk through the Rose Garden. Rose Garden's been there, I think, since the 1920s. Beautiful Rose Garden and a beautiful spot to exercise. Bring your dog, bring your kids, play at the pool. Just a little bit more convenience. I wanted to tell you a little bit more about that area before we get into the MLS. All right, here we are. This is the MLS, so you can see where you are. This is way zoomed out. Let's zoom into Waterbury and show you what some of the prices are. Now, these homes are going to be more established and not as expensive as some of the new construction homes. So, in Waterbury, there you got one 465, 450. There's one for 310. These are all sold homes. 337. There's one for 187,000. There's one for 265. Down here, a little bit closer to Grand Avenue and all that, the restaurant and the grocery stores. Here's one for 329, 175. Just an older, well-established home in a nice little neighborhood right there close to the grocery stores. Here's one for 145. Anyway, affordable homes in a fantastic area. I want to show you a little bit more. We're going to go down to Valley Junction because that is a very walkable neighborhood. You can walk to all the shops. Here is where all the shops are, right there. And so let's take a look at some of the prices. 213,000, 237, 240, 190,000, 205, 245. Some fantastic prices in a well-established neighborhood right there with great conveniences. I love these two areas. Waterbury is one of the best, and a lot of neighborhoods around there. I didn't show you everything around there, but just in that area is just some great walkable neighborhoods, and this is probably one of the most walkable areas in Des Moines where you can get to some shopping real easy is right there in Valley Junction. So there you go. We took a look at 4 fantastic neighborhoods. I don't know which one I like. Which one do you like the best? What are your priorities? What are you looking for? Close to the grocery store? You want to be close to the highway? You want to be closer to downtown? What are you looking for? Are you looking for new construction? You looking for affordable prices in a more established neighborhood? Let me know in the comments. I would love to talk to you about that. And listen, so we looked at Prairie Trail, we looked at Waukee, Ashby Acres, and in that area right around Triumph Park, and then we looked at right there by Veterans Parkway, over there by one of my favorite places, Paws and Pints, where you can pet other people's dogs. And then we looked right here at Waterbury and Valley Junction. All very great, fantastic neighborhoods. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. These are some of the best places to live in the Des Moines area. Anyway, if you're thinking about moving to this area, I would love to help you. Give me a call. My contact information will be in the description.